And on the main stage, I will start here with the new era, new leadership, okay, with Marco Lopez here on the executive stage. So please, guys, you can join here, Marco. There we are. And Oriol,
Oh,
great to see you. Hola.
hola. How are you after some hours?
No, I'm still fine, Oriol. It's still okay here. Let's see in a few hours more. For now, it's okay. I will leave
That's
the stage with you guys there.
uh, we're in a good place. You know that we're in the Canary Islands, one of the best spots to have holidays. So I hope that you come here. Well, thank you for being here. We're very, very glad to be in the Link Global Connection. For me, once more, also for Dreamplace, it's one of the, or not only best examples, but also is one of the sponsors of the Link Global Connection. But this is not why Marco's here. Marco is the CEO of this company, of Dreamplace. Dreamplace Hotels is a family-owned big company that has five own hotels and two more operated hotels, not small hotels, quite big hotels, resorts in fact, holidays, but also for city breaks that you can check it in Booking, you can check it in TripAdvisor. Is one of the best. They have one of the best hotels in Tenerife, Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura, Mallorca islands, where you can enjoy the sun and enjoy some holidays. And also, I promise you that if you go there, you are going to see a lot of lean things. So let's see some Easter eggs on that. And Marco is the CEO of this company. Is a person that I meet something like 10 years ago. And I remember two questions that I make you to you, Marco. One is why you want to do lean? And he told me, because we want that 60% of the business decisions are taken by the frontline people, and because we want to close the traditional silos in the hotel industry and make something transversal, something that flows. That makes me feel in love with Dreamplace. I'm still in love with Dreamplace. And I think that today we have the big opportunity to understand why you are in this path and how you see the leadership and the industry ahead. So thank you, Marco, for accepting the invitation, and all the session is for yours.
Thank you, Uriel. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you to the Lean organization for the invitation. Also, we're gonna um, try to start our presentation. We will talk about leadership nowadays, what we think leadership should be now, and we want to share our experience in this area, and we want to share also the changes we are facing, changes that has Lean has produced in us, and also the changes, the changes of the society that force us to change the way we lead people. Okay, so this is a cultural change at the end of the day, as I always say. So let's see how we face it, and we can chat later. We will start talking about the evolution of the
Marco,
event.
I still cannot see your screen, so I don't know if you can share your screen.
Sorry, let me check.
So technology is still behind us. So this is how it works.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Is that right?
no, not
Can you see
still.
now? Can you see
Not,
now?
no, not still. Otherwise, I will share because I also have the.
Okay, let me check. Sorry.
No, no, it's this is what happens when we make things live. We
Yeah.
practice that many times, and now
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
we have a backstage, and yes, now we it's
Okay.
here.
Is that right now?
It's in my screen. It says that yes, it's here. Thank you, Marco. Sorry.
Okay. So this is what we're trying to do today, and we will start talking about the history. We decided that it should be a good idea to start talking about how the the eras, the new eras that we have, the former eras that we had in the history of the human civilization. So why? Because we think we are entering a new era, and we try to prove during this presentation that we are entering a new era, and we, without any pretension, try to talk about how this has developed this era. So as you can see here, the times has always been smaller and smaller. So the speed of the history is going faster and faster. At the same time, the politics has always been related to one person. It could be the feudal king, or it could be a president, but it's always, the power has always belonged to one person. And at the same time, the economy and the society has always been mutually influenced, and the change that we have along the times has been related with new technologies or new changes in the society. So that's why we think that we have enough changes and enough technologies to produce or to provoke this new era, okay? As a summary in this quick check of the history, we would say that changes are getting faster and faster, as you could see before, and the power has always belonged to a leader. And at the same time, the third critical insight is that more and more productivity, efficiency, and technology has always tried the future, have tried the changes in the economy and also the changes in the society. That is why they are always influence each other. Especially in these times where we have a VUCA environment, an uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment. So all these changes has become in certain conditions for leadership today. We think that we have a new paradigm, and this demands new abilities. Leadership depends on where you live, the time you live in, and the values of the community. So in fact, digitalization, transparency, globalization, all these characteristics of nowadays, diversity, complexity, are in the middle of how should be the leadership today. When we talk about these changes, we first think examples like remote work have never been before, or how people see the job in general, work in general, now is not the priority, or how young people go to ask for a job and they decide job is going to be just one part of their lives, and they are not ready as their parents do to work for life. So there are many differences that force us to think that we are entering a new era. So how can we prepare for this new era? Obviously, we have something to do about it. We cannot afford to wait and see what happens. We should build a new proposal for the customer. If the entire industries, like we have some pictures here, but we could have many more, are disappearing, we should think, what can we do about it? And we in Dreamplace thought that we should think about this, and we decided long time ago already that our contribution, our legacy, our true north should be the transformation of the hospitality industry. And this is our target, our true north. So we think that the best way to explain this is talking about what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. So we will talk briefly about what we do, and we will talk deeper about how we do it, and finally we will finish with talking about why we do it. In fact, what we are looking for is a more horizontal company, customer-centric, and at the end of the day, we are looking for a company that have better results than the competitors, not only in the short term, but in the long term. At the end of the day, it's about earning money from our point of view, right? So we have to address cultural change. It's impossible to face this task, immense task, I should say, without realizing that you need a cultural change to face this challenge. There is a new era with social shifts and new technologies that change human behavior. If human behavior is changing, you have to adapt to a more demanding customers, labor shortage, great desertions, so many points that affect you. what we do, how we decide, or who decides what we are doing. The company. The company decides the targets. This have not changed. This, remember at the beginning, that the power has always belonged to one, no matter if it's the board of directors, if it's the manager or whoever, one person, one board have to decide what the company have to be leading this change and what we decide and when we do it. And now entering the what we do, more than what we do, how we do it. In our company, subgroups decide how we do it. We have learned that when we make our personnel participate, they engage so much. So for us, this is very important. Subgroups, what are subgroups? Subgroups are small teams that have the ownership of a part of the process. They have the ownership of this process, and their job is to improve the process, the standard constantly. So they need area managers to help them. They need change agents to help them. So this is a key issue in our company. And this is how we want to work, or we are working. Basically, we'll say that managers and middle managers send problems to the subgroups, and they work on solutions, and managers and middle managers coach them and help them. How they do this coach and help? They find resources, they go beyond the limits to find agreements or solutions with other teams. At the end of the day, what they do is solve the problems that they cannot be solved by the subgroup. This is basically what we do. So this is very important. And now another tool that we have is our hosting. Our hosting is basically our strategy tool. This is where we set our targets. As you can see, we have 5 different targets. It's safety, customer focus on 7 hotels, economic efficiency, digital transformation, and people. We have one company hosting where we have our targets, and we also have one hosting in every hotel. So if you go to a hosting from a hotel, you will see 2, 3 targets that are in the company. So this is the tool that align all the targets of everyone else here. And this is another tool that we have. It's named the Arrow. The Arrow is basically a value stream map. And this is, we have 2 per hotel, one for the food and beverage team, another one for the lodging team. And basically what we do here is a small meeting, 10 to 15 minutes per day, every morning, where the team gets around this panel and decide and have a look at the KPIs and decide if we are green, if we are red, and what have to be done. And this value stream map, as you can see, is built around the customer journey. So we are always trying to have the customer in the center of all our decisions. And now going deeper in the important part of the presentation, which is what we've learned about leadership. Okay, talking about leadership is so difficult because you can talk for hours and days, and there are many, many books to talk about this. But basically, we will say that this is our last leadership standard that was written 2 months ago. And basically, what we've learned is that we have, we could say too many things, but I would like to concentrate in a few of them. I would say that empowerment is one of our key discoveries. We have had always a vision, but vision without flexibility, it doesn't work. So we have a vision and we have to be flexible. Empowerment, as I said before, talking about subgroups is very important because it makes the people engage and participate. On the other hand, another key point is the ego. We have to teach and we have to help managers to manage their own ego, because sometimes people are always thinking in themselves. You have to know how to manage your ego, because if you're not able to manage your ego, you become in the center of the company, and you shouldn't be there. It's the customer that should be there. So it's important. We've learned that humbleness is important to be able to manage your ego. humble people have it is quite easier for them. And I would say that being an example of your behavior, at least in our industry, is very important for the people. When your people see that the manager is an example, is the one that have the reference, is they follow them quite easily. And as on the other hand, another point that we've learned recently, I would say 1 or 2 years ago, is that we were more focused on predict and control, and now we are more focused on perceive and act. This means that we try to provide all the information, we try to provide all the resources to whatever manager or team that we have, so they are able to take the decision they should take at any time, just to make empowerment really something tangible. This is an example of a subgroups team in a hotel. In this case, this is what we call trans subgroup. We call it trans because there are members from 3 different teams getting together. So these, as I said before, small teams that take a part of the process, or they own a part of the process, and their work is to improve these standards constantly. So what we are trying to achieve here is a more horizontal organization where managers can facilitate their job by teaching, by helping, rather than giving orders and maintaining control. We try to help leaders to be able to navigate constant change and inspire their teams and be able to prioritize both results and people's well-being. We see this as an investment. If we are able to invest in people, we are able to have better results. Now, don't forget that people leave bosses. People don't leave companies. People really leave bosses. So this is really very important for us. More pictures of other subgroups. I would say that we have different types of subgroups, as I said, Kaizen, which are specialized, and trans, and we rank them. This is the rank from 1 month ago. This is a rank that we have different types of subgroups. You can be green, or you can be red. It doesn't work. Inactive, it means that it's out of service. And you can be yellow if it's working okay, but you have problems. And when you're green, you're working properly. If you are bronze, you are able to keep your standard working and sustaining the system during at least 90 days, 3 months. If you are silver, you are able of doing that, and you are improving productivity. So you are constantly improving your standards and making it more productive. And if you are gold, you are supposed to be able to do all the rest, but above from that, on the top of that, you are doing it aligned with the housing. I mean, you are able to do that and do it in the way the company wants to grow. This is more or less how we manage subgroups, how we manage empowerment. Another tool that we have is the lean days. We do 3 lean days per year. In these lean days, our duty is to share our learnings, to share our best practices, and we get all together and we share that, and we are expected to learn from each other. Our last lean day was on October, and one of the points that we did, and we are here finishing with why we do it, was what we call our purpose. We are in the middle of a project that we call Leading by Purpose. This Leading by Purpose means that we have to change the way we live because of the society changes because of the new demands of the people. We try to change the way we lead people. We are learning to ask, we are learning to listen, we are learning to involve people in our project, and all the team, in fact, all the managers, all the middle managers, and even 20 or 30 people from the personnel decided all together that working together, fulfilling dreams or making dreams come true, or whatever you want to name it, is our new purpose. And this purpose is what is driving us. And it is being very helpful, and people are really quite happy with this idea. So we are investing in this. And how did we get here? impossible without help. I mean, Lean is not about reading a book, and I've read at least 10 or 12. And it's the capability to make it possible. You need expertise. You need people that know. In this case, Oriol has been our sensei for a long time, and I hope it keep being so many times. But at the same time, we are developing inside a change agents. I mean, we are developing two change agents, and we keep developing more. And we are improving the capabilities of all our area managers and managers. This is what we think has to be done in order to grow as a lean company. Where are we today? Well, at the end of the day, in fact, it doesn't matter too much because it never ends. As soon as you relax or you forget, you go to the starting point in 3 4 months. So we have experienced that already, and it's really frustrating. So we are trying to keep working every day, keep connected with the society, and being able we have to understand another point that is important for us, is that illiterate people used to be people that didn't know how to read or how to write. And we think that 21st century illiterates will be those that are not able to learn and relearn. And this is what this methodology have changed us so much. This is what it's all is about, because we have to be able to find the right balance between humbleness and self-confidence, because we have to be able to grow, have to be able to leave a space for the rest to grow and to go all together, working together, fulfilling dreams, as our purpose says. And just to finish, why we do it, who has the power, linking with the first part of the presentation. Here we have some staff, we have some customers, and we have the owner or the manager. Who has the power? In fact, we need all of them. I mean, we have to work for the customer, involving our staff to make a profit. So we need all of them, and the power. What we have learned in this point, and it's another key point from our presentation, is that when we are able to share a little part of our power, we have better results than our competitors. We have a more profitable company, and we have a more sustainable and lasting company. So this is, at the end of the day, what we learn and what we are working on. And just to finish, an image of Mars. 10 or 15 years ago, when we started with all this, the staff felt so strange that they thought that we were like Martians. In fact, we called ourselves Martians. So we always think that we are ahead, and this is what we are, Martians. So thank you for attention, and regards from Mars. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. In fact, one of the main rooms, one of the main meeting rooms that you have in the offices, it's called the Mars room, right?
Yeah, that's right. We have the Mars room, where we have at least 20 or 30 square meters, where you have all the panels, and yeah, the teams decided to call it the Martian room. Yeah,
There's a lot of post-it there. And also there is another room that I think that this has a good name. It's the moon room. That
that's right.
it's
Yeah.
it's customer room, right?
Yeah, we have another room, the customer room. Sorry, the moon room. In the moon room is mainly used by the commercial and marketing team, where we benchmark all the competitors, and we see all the advantages, and we check ourselves against them with data. We try to be focused on, because we want to be a data-driven company. So we try to, and we analyze everything, and we think what we have to do in order to improve.
But it's excellent that this room where we talk about the customers and we talk about the value, we dream about the moon to give the moon to the people. And I think that this is excellent. Okay, I'm going to wait for some questions. Okay, but I have some questions. We prepared a lot of things, Marco, except the questions. So I'm going to make some questions just raw. I think
Okay.
that one of the good things is that we know we have been hearing this in other meetings today, that leadership, managers, are the bottleneck of the companies. Do you agree with this sentence?
Yes, we agree completely. In fact, we are working with the teams to tell them that they should not ask the committee or the managers or the board for an answer. They have to, we try to provide them with the resources to solve the problem themselves. That's what we call the tubo, where you know this tool also. The tubo is a Dreamplace tool that we developed with the help of Oriol, where the 7 hotels talk to the headquarters in a different way. We don't wait for managers. We realize that whenever a manager, a director comes in, we have problems. The communication have always problems. So direct communication, people talking directly between them, solve the problems and help us a lot. Well, as we said, we try not to go up, to go down again. I told them, don't go up to go down again. Please go down all the time, be transversal and solve the problems. So the work of the committee here is to set the environment so that people are able to solve the problem without going up to go down again.
I love that. I love that. And this is, I think, a very key point because to create these boring routines, these boring standards, to help people to have a big bandwidth. As you say, every time you go through managers, you create a bottleneck. Every time that you have to wait for leader decisions, it's a bottleneck. So you create these systems how we can connect people without creating chaos. Because also, as you said, it's company which says what we have to do, and that's very 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 important.
We
So
normally have we normally have problems in restaurants where you have a problem in the kitchen and the people who's there says, I'm going to talk with my boss, the responsible for the kitchen to solve it. We say, no, you talk to the subgroup who is in charge of the restaurant, who is half service or restaurant and half kitchen, and you two decide together what we do. But this is not nothing related with, we are more horizontal. We have targets, we have budgets, and we have to improve. We have sales. We have to be able to be. This is not a social experiment. This is a business. So.
mhm. And then talking about business, here we have a question from Josh asking, first is congratulations, wonderful presentation, very inspiring, and he's curious. Are there any business achievement, perhaps a business innovation that you have achieved because you and your colleagues that have learned to practice lean thinking every day? So what you have been learning or what you have developed about so practicing the lean thinking every day.
Is terrible to say because we knew it, but it's true. I don't know if the audience have heard about the Nestor Gavilan book, but in fact, at the end of the day, it's such a great book. And what we learn is what we knew before, and it happened to us. If you forget 1 or 2 months, we go to the starting point as we have never done anything else. So what we have learned that doing stupid things like going to the arrow, going to the hosting, and having that meeting, it looked like stupid conversations or simple conversation, nothing added value. This is sustaining the system. We are sustaining the system and we are sustaining the results and the profits at the end of the day. Or the tubo, what we call the tubo. When they talk together, they go quicker. Everything is so quick. And when we go to a manager, becomes bureaucracy and we have many problems.
And Marco, you are a company. You're a company owner, in fact. So you're a member of the, which is the, we have 30 seconds. Which is the achievement? So because at the end, money, quality, which is the achievements that you have reached with all this system?
We think we do it between 10 and 50% with less expenses that are than our concept. So we are talking about this seriously. We see the euro or the dollar every month.
I have to say this. So this not only productivity, competitive, but also quality. We cannot talk about Marco, but probably in 2, 3 weeks, you are going to make a big announcement. Okay,
Yeah.
something related not with Mars, not with the moons, but with the stars. And we leave it
Yes,
here. We
that's
leave it here. Okay, we leave it here.
okay.
So
Okay.
stay tuned because in some weeks, probably a Dreamplace is on the galaxy once more.
I hope so. I hope so. It looks
Oh,
like.
we don't say nothing to don't make a.
Thank you to you. Some regards to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oriol, Marco, thank you. And thank you, Dreamplace, for supporting this activity also, this event. And it's a beautiful place. I've been there with Oriol, and it's just so beautiful and a great place to go. Thank you, guys. Gracias.
Thank you.